Hi there, my name is Molly, and thank you so much for tuning in. I just wanted to take a minute or two and share with you my story of hope and really restoration and healing and the change that I have found and made in my own life. My story really begins about 17 years ago. My husband and I got married, and when I got married, I started off at a very healthy weight. I wasn't necessarily healthy, but I was at a healthy weight. And after you get married, you get kind of comfortable. And in the first year or two, gained easily 15 to 20 pounds, and then a few pounds more every year. And then after about 5 years, we decided that we were ready to have a family, and so we very quickly got pregnant. But very early into the pregnancy, had a miscarriage, lost the baby, and at that point decided that we were really done trying, and I was just too scared to try again, quite honestly. And at that point, I really turned to food as my comfort. I didn't recognize it at the time, but now looking back, I realized that really I was eating to cover up the emotions of what I had gone through. Um, Fast forward a few years, I put on several more pounds. All that comfort eating and stress eating really added on after a while, and I was well over 200 pounds. My husband went over to Iraq and served for a year over there in 2004 and 2005. And when he came home, he said, "You know what? It's time to really start our family. It's time to quit being scared and waiting, and let's just do this thing." So we did. We very quickly got pregnant. We went through two more miscarriages. Um, Finally got pregnant a fourth time, and this time the pregnancy stuck, and we were so excited because we got to hear a heartbeat for the first time and carried that baby full term, and found out partway through we were having a little girl, and so excited. And we named her. Her name was Morgan, and literally made it to that 9-month mark, a little bit overdue. Went in for my final doctor's appointment, and everything was great. And then the very next day, went into labor, showed up at the hospital, and she had died. And they were never able to tell us why. And as you can only imagine, that was, just beyond traumatic. And we really, it was a really dark place and a dark time for us emotionally. And at that point, when I delivered her, I was at one of my highest weights ever. And so one of my first thoughts was, well, maybe if I just get healthy, maybe if I lose a little bit of weight, go on a diet or something, maybe this wouldn't have happened if I had been skinnier. So I went on this crazy crash diet, basically starving myself. And I, of course, lost 20 pounds really fast. And then I started getting comfortable again, gained that whole 20 pounds back. And at this point, we were ready to try again and thought, we don't want to wait any longer. I'm not going to worry about waiting to get to, that skinny place that I wanted to get to. We just decided to go for it. And so we got pregnant again. And this time we had a successful pregnancy and birth. We have a little girl now who is now 4.5 years old. Her name is Matilda, and she is the joy of our lives. And that really begins the story of the healing and the hope that I found. And my weight was all tied in with that, though I didn't realize it at the time. But, after I delivered her, when I had her, I was at my highest weight ever. When she was born, you have to weigh in at the hospital when you check in to deliver, and I weighed in at almost 290 pounds. And, it still kind of breaks my heart sometimes to look back at those pictures from her birth, knowing that there's no way I can go back and be at a healthy place in those pictures. But so glad that I have found the journey that has taken me to a new healthy place. And so when she was about a year and a half old, my husband and I started on a journey to really create health, although at the time we just thought we were starting another diet. Some friends looked amazing that we hadn't seen in a while, and so we asked them, how did you do what you did? And so they said, you know what, we'll help you do what we did. And so my husband and I started this journey together, and he lost 57 pounds. I went on to lose 143 pounds and actually got down to below my wedding weight from over 17 years ago. But beyond that 143 pounds, I really found my hope again. I had given up all hope of, number one, ever being healthy, ever being thin, ever feeling good. I hid behind a smile and told people that I had a great self-esteem and I felt great about myself. But, weighing 270 pounds when I started this journey, I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't like the way I looked. I hated having to go buy clothes. I would buy stuff online just so I didn't have to try it on, and then I was stuck with whatever I got because I refused to go into a store and try on clothes. I remember getting onto a ride at an amusement park right before we started this journey and being asked in front of all the other people on the ride to get back off because I was so large that they could not fasten the safety bar so that I could ride safely. And having to walk back down that whole walkway in front of all those people, knowing that they all knew that I'd been asked to get off because, in my mind at the time, I was too fat. Um, and now, honestly, this last year I went back to that same amusement park and got on that ride again at my healthy weight and was able to victoriously ride that ride and celebrate the fact that I had gained control over my own health. And really, that's what it came down to, is not so much losing the weight, although, oh my gosh, losing 143 pounds has been phenomenal. My body feels better. I don't ache. My knees don't hurt anymore. I can get down on the floor and play with my little girl and not have to worry that I'm stuck there until somebody comes to help me back up. Um, I don't have to worry about food ruling my life anymore. I can have people in my house. Oh, my word, before my house was a wreck. I mean, honestly, I kind of joke, that I was just, a few months away from being nominated for Hoarders, but, our house was awful because I never left it. I just stayed there because I was so ashamed of where I was at. And now, at a healthy place with energy, and just enjoying life, we have people over all the time. We love to socialize. We love to go out and be active. I went from, sitting in my recliner all the time to last year competing in Warrior Dash. Um, I'm doing a 5K here in another month. And I really have found me. With losing the weight, I started feeling better about myself. Having the energy to try new things has given me a confidence that I didn't know I had. And with that has come just this desire to help other people. And having gone through the tragedies that we went through as a family, I have a heart for other people who have gone through loss and tragedy and who are dealing with so much hurt in their lives. And really, even before I reached my healthy weight, I made the decision that I wanted to pay this forward and help other people do what I'm doing. And knowing the healing that came with losing that weight, for me, it's so much more than a number on a scale. It's about finding who we are created to be. And honestly, to be able to help even one other person do that is amazing. But I have found more fulfillment in helping other people do what I do or did than I ever did on my own. I mean, to get to see somebody else experience the joy and the fulfillment that I found in gaining victory over that scale and gaining victory over my kitchen and the items in the pantry that, used to be my enemy. Now I get the privilege of helping other people do what I did. So if you're in that place, you may not have gone through a death or a tragedy, but you may be in that dark place where you know that something needs to change. You may have given up hope that you're ever going to be healthy or happy or active or whatever that may be. Maybe you need to, maybe you're stuck on medications for something like high blood pressure or diabetes and you're miserable. Whatever that is, if you've given up hope, I just really encourage you, reach out. I would love to help you find the hope and the joy that I have found by, it started with getting my body healthy, but with that came a healthy mind, a healthy spirit, healthy emotions, and a journey that has completely changed mine and my whole family's life. And it would be such a privilege to get to walk alongside you. So please, reach out. My contact information is before. Reach out. I would love to assist you to do what I've done and help you create lasting change in your life. Thanks so much.